Hey guys, it is Umber here. I have sunk. Sunk is a bad word. I have definitely used 80 hour, 80-ish hours over the last couple of weeks, getting through something that I've been waiting for a very, 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 very long time. And that's not what this video about, and no spoilers, so don't worry too much about it. But just want to say that Rebirth is fucking amazing. God, I love it so much. Oh, it's so good. Uh, ah, More on that later. So today we're going to be talking about global and what is global is getting this week, because JP is getting a new fire unit, a new fire spear unit, and that might be interesting to some people who are interested in Fang. But first off, let's put the kibosh on that, because overall I'm not expecting Volk to be really that great of a partner for Fang, just because Fang is a physical unit. He's not a physical unit, and I don't see that particularly working out really well when Fang kind of just works generally okay with lightning and some other units. And so we're going to be talking about all four of the characters today, and what my impressions have been of them, what I saw JP players using a whole bunch, and maybe if I think that Global might get any more use out of them. So since we have all of them, let's talk about all of them. And I'm going to start off with the all-star, in my opinion, the one that made the last few weeks palatable, and that's Snow. Snow is a unit that I actually ended up enjoying a bunch when he first came out, and then he just completely dropped off for me as I went into different units. Like, things got better, and we were kind of waiting on him to get his upgrades and everything. And basically, Snow just ended up being kind of relegated into the background. But because of my guild and some people in my guild who basically said, hey, Snow is actually really, really good on like a combo team in arena, because he's a bonus unit and he's actually really good since all of his updates and whatnot. And currently that's unfortunately done, which is too bad, because I was having a great time. And just with the number of win teams that are probably still on global, this is the team I was running, and it was paying off insanely well. Like, I was winning matches with a very, very high frequency. And to that point, I just want to say that I think that Snow is absolutely worth the investment if you have him already. If you don't have him and you're not a water/ice player, then probably not going to get as much enjoyment as I had. But yeah, he ran really well, especially with the move and jump up +1. It ended up being a very, very successful bunch of weeks for me, getting into top 1000, just being able to significantly get really good wins for lots and lots of points. And yeah, I actually had a ton of fun with this team. So I fully recommend Snow. I think that he is probably the 13 character. Not to ruin the rest of this video, but for me personally, he was the one that I think came out the best out of everything that I got out of the FF13 event. This is the character for me that really ended up shining through, and I already had him, so that made things really good. Next up, let's talk about Hope. And Hope finally kind of has his own job spot, which is something that he was sorely missing. So it's good to see that for the little guy. He's now part of the glove group, and he got a couple updates. I think even some of the updates with his limit burst and whatnot is potentially interesting. I don't know if it really fits in. On JP, he just wasn't seen unless it was for the bonus, but again, I didn't see much of anything of this character for the last couple of weeks. And that was in multiple different elemental teams. I just did not see him show up, except when he was a extremely high bonus. And as such, I kind of think that's where he has just ends when this event is already over. I just don't think he's really that great. His limit burst upgrade and everything does go a, you know, there is some interesting things, and maybe global with the light shenanigans that people seem to keep telling me about. that might be something that I'm just generally not global experienced enough to see that potentially coming true. But for me, anyway, I don't think that this character made much of a splash for anyone on except as a bonus unit, and that's probably worthy enough for now. Not every unit needs to be a PvP all-star, that's for sure. All right, next up, we're going to jump over to Lightning, who still is one of my favorite character models in the entire game. I think she actually looks just so good. Her character model looks just so fantastic, and I love that she's significantly shorter than apparently a lot of Wotv characters. But okay, stupid ideas, just sad. Lightning's in a good spot as an element and as a character. I think that the lightning element is just generally pretty strong right now with Astrius, and in combination with Bridal Alaya, it's just still in a good place. Long term, Bridal Alaya and Astrius on JP anyway is looking like sort of Flag Glassy and Sadali for wind. Just really, really good over a long period of time. Great value. And to that extent, I think that Lightning was already potentially in a good spot. And I would say that even after the update, I kind of like Lightning in slot more than I like Fang in a pure Lightning based team, because Lightning has a little bit more synergy. She can act on a pretty good distance the same, but she can do a little bit more stuff. Her Limb Burst also getting upgraded to basically decrease critical damage is potentially interesting as a team player. Decreasing lightning resistance is always good. Increasing her own CT when she performs a critical hit is really good, because that whole critical hit thing seems to be just the identity of a lot of these units. Well, you really do love me, don't you? Anyway, I think that Lightning is still personally one of my most favorite characters in the entire game. And in general, I kind of like her just better than Fang for the lightning element anyway. So if you already have Lightning, I think you can potentially just get more use out of her into the future in the same way that Snow. But I will say that in competition, if I only had to pick one of the old units, Snow is my favorite because I was already a water user. And overall, he just performed insanely well for me and a couple of other people that I know. And that's a pretty strong recommendation. As for Lightning, she would definitely be one I would consider for Lightning units players as opposed to trying to get Fang. It's not. It goes even further beyond than just Fang and the feeling of she should probably be a wind unit or something like that. I think just in general, I'm way more partial to Lightning than I am to Fang if you especially already have Lightning. Okay, that brings us to Fang, and as you can see, I put a good amount of resources into Fang. As a matter of fact, I'm still contemplating if I want to 140 her or go for Hope into 120 just for some bonus reasons. Because I'm not particularly over the moon about Fang as a new unit. For a unit that's come out this year, she's kind of seemed pretty mid-tier compared to some of the other stuff JP. Now that's not to say that Fang is bad. Fang has a lot of interesting potential with other Sphere characters, but her overall performance didn't really hammer home the wow, this is a unit that everybody has to get. It felt more like this is a very conditional one, since you need not only her and other top tier Sphere units, but you kind of also just need to get like all the Sphere VCs, and a lot of good Sphere VCs are just not readily available, which is, needless to say, problematic. Fang is a character that I do really like. She's my favorite character from Final Fantasy 13, and I think she can be a ton of fun for players who are willing to invest and just go with it kind of thing. Me personally being, I think she's just been overall, like if you're not hard willing to commit to that route, you may not be over the moon when all is said and done about how amazing. But that's basically what I got to say. So if I was to summarize this video and keep it around the 10-minute mark, I think that Fang is for people who really want Fang. And while she is a perfectly good unit, she's not anything that's going to shape. And given what JP has also gotten, it doesn't seem like there's anything that's specifically pushing her into being absolutely OP or anything like that. So just get the unit and enjoy the unit if you like the unit. Of course, holo VCs, limited holo VCs do make a bit of. As for the old characters, there's potentially a lot to like. Hope is already going to be a bonus unit for the current box event for the Chocobo Chick accessory, so that's just generally a decent enough reason to him around, and he's a free unit. It's fine. As for Snow and Lightning, those two ended up, to me anyway, being much more well, just kind of delivering on their updates. So maybe here the big takeaway message is that the old 13 stuff is potentially better than some of the new 13 stuff. Take that for what you will. Anyway, let me know in the comments. Going for Fang? You just upgrading the old units, or are you skipping altogether for the potential next collaboration in April/May? Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and see you later. This cat is just art.